Alright, so I'm doing this video just a little bit differently because I'm putting my face on it because it's really about the channel, changes that might be happening near and far, that kind of thing. Just kind of updating stuff so people know what to expect because since I had to factory reset my devices and lost any and all work that I had done up to that point, not to mention like the modern trailers and stuff. Some that I had, I was working on, but that was on a desktop. That's not exactly, state of the art or anything. So it just took forever to do anything on it, and it wasn't much fun doing any editing on it. Just, editing's a lot of work, anyways. I'm sure most of you who have a channel or know anything about it know the editing is just, you know, it's part of the process. You got to do it, and you could definitely get some enjoyment out of it and the satisfaction of a job well done kind of a thing. But uh, you know, it's not the most fun thing in the world. But doing it on a computer that's just horrible and takes forever to do any little thing is even worse. So um, that's kind of stalled that a little bit, and there are things coming down the line that will help alleviate that. So let's just probably won't edit this just because it's a video, and I'm putting my face on it instead of audio to a background video of waves or whatever. Um, so sorry, good, bad, and the ugly on this one. Um, and that's just me. Anyways, so I've got the live cam planned for the bird shelves, and anybody who watches any of the shorts or any of the other like bird squirrel kind of content knows that I got my whole setup going. It's just right kind of over there. I'll actually do like a little mini video. It's kind of a teaser for the live cam at some point and what it's really. It'll be zoomed in more, so you'll see it better than what I'm probably gonna do. Well, I guess I could kind of digitally zoom from here and give you a bit of a preview. It's gonna be a different angle though, because I'm gonna be doing it, on a. I mean, you can't see where I'm pointing, right? But there's a little corner over here, and it's gonna look over at it from 25, 30 feet away. Um, but it's going to be one of those where you can kind of turn it and look at different things and stuff like that. But I'm going to have to buy that because that's obviously not cheap. Set it up. Um, Unfortunately, I can't make it solar powered because the solar powered ones are all like you can't use those for YouTube because they're coded different. So I will get that, set it up, run the plug in there so that I can plug that in, or I might even set it up over by the fountain because that's already got a plug coming from the inside going out, and I might just be able to use that. Either way, I'll have that. I'll have that set up in the not too distant future. Not right now. I just got paid, but we just went on a trip, so that kind of is all the discretionary spending that I have. Not to mention money that I've been saving up for a few months just to go on the trip. And even though it was just a day trip and it wasn't a big trip I was hoping for, I also didn't save up as much as I was going to and use it on some other, different things. Sorry. Um, Influenza A or whatever the hell that I'm going through round two of. If you listen to the podcast, you know. If not, that's what's happening. Turn my phone back on so I can see my notes. So yeah, the live cam, I'll have that up. Like I said, in the not too distant future. I don't know exactly when, but maybe in the next paycheck or two. Get that set up so we can start streaming that, and that'll be pretty fun. Just throw $100 worth of bird seed in the freezer. I should probably do like a little mini video just so people see exactly what that setup is over there. We need a nice proper garage, or not garage, like a storage shed where it is sitting right now. Just take that because it's an old freezer right now. We just didn't know what else to do with it. I'm just storing bird food in it. Um, anyways, move that out. Move out a table saw or whatever. It's on like a table, and it's a pole saw. You pull it across the table, but it's at the top, not where you pull the wood from. Anyways, it's got a name. I can't remember what kind of saw it is, but the thing's rusted to hell and just it's garbage now. But it needs to be moved out of there. It needs to be picked up and tossed out. But if we get a decent storage shed, I can start putting the bird stuff in there. Um, and then maybe I can get a second storage shed and actually replace those shelves with it so that the birds can not just come and eat, but it can actually get in there, which is what I want to have like a shelter when it's raining and all that kind of stuff. Um, anyways, that's way future plans. That's not now. That's not anytime really soon. The sooner one is the live cam. Get that installed and um, yeah, get that running. Then the next thing is I want to get. Right now, I'm getting like dollar store solar lights up there to kind of illuminate things, especially at night. But when the live cam is up and going, it's probably going to deal with the dollar store lights for a while. But I want to get some stronger. I still want them to be solar, but I'm probably going to like Home Depot because I saw they had some big old heavy duty spotlight kind of with bigger solar panels on them to absorb light better during the day. And I'll probably get those and put those up so that the live cam can run day and night and we could see all sorts of weird little critters and stuff that, I'm asleep by the time it gets dark usually or close to it, so I don't really end up seeing them. So it'll be fun for me too to go back in the feed and see, what all's happened at night. Sorry. Uh, and I talked a little about on the podcast how I'm also going to be throwing together my go bag finally. It's about time I stopped talking about it and telling other people how important it is and actually put mine together, um, at least partially, like get it started, get some essentials in there. And I'm going to be getting that done in the next paycheck or two, I think. It won't be finished by then, but I'll at least have a few of the essentials in there first aid kit. I'm going to buy a pre made one and two hiking backpacks. And I'm going to divide the one that I get. I'm sure it'll be a perfectly good backpack. We can use it for something. I won't throw it away or anything, but I have two backpacks that I'm looking at that I really want to use. So I'll just divide the stuff that's meant for two people, anyways, into those other two backpacks. And I'll do a video on that. I don't know if I'm going to do an on camera kind of a thing. We'll see how this goes down, anyways, but I'll definitely do like a podcast about it, probably the extinction level event one, because it is related to survival in the apocalypse and all that other kind of crap. Um, the next thing is going to be trying to kind of level up my game on all this stuff, which is to get a new laptop. Now, from most of the stuff I've been reading, everybody seems to be saying to get I think it's called a ThinkPad. They're saying even getting an old one is way better than a lot of the newest computers. And I'm not going to get it to game on or do anything really. I mean, I might do some gaming on it, but that's not the point. It's not supposed to be a gaming laptop. I just want one to really kind of do editing and maybe start up the modern trailers and get it hooked to the external hard drive and really just have a way to mess with those a lot better, save things better, get to separate. Just doing that as opposed to on the iPad is going to like really be able to level that up. So that's really kind of what I want to do there. And getting the laptop is going to help do that. Be able to take these to the next level. I can still do all the videos on my iPad or my phone. Most of the stuff I do on my phone. It's an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Um, so that's usually my camera. Although at some point I'll probably want to, upgrade to a good DSLR just for the accessories, get some good telephoto lenses and stuff. But I mean, all that's like you're looking at like at least $1,200 to $1,600 just for a decent DSLR, and that's before the freaking tariffs. Uh, anyways, yeah. So then another thing I want to do. Sorry. Another thing I want to do is I want to trade the car and get a truck because there's so many really good things, especially in this area. But you gotta four wheel drive it in order to get to all the good spots, and I can't do that right now because I got a car. It's a two wheel drive, and I need a four wheel drive and a truck with some decent clearance. I have a whole list of other things that I want to get with it because I want it to be more modern. Some freaking Bluetooth would be nice because right now I have to use an FM transmitter, which really sucks if I get to an area where there's a lot of signal. Because I use one that almost nobody uses, but then you'll get to a place where all of a sudden everybody's using that one for some reason. Proximity lock instead of the key that I actually have to put in the ignition still, even though it's not the metal key, it's a plastic. It's just a whole thing that they told me I didn't have to do in the car, and then after they sold it to me, turns out, yeah, it wasn't everything they were telling me it was. I mean, it's still a nice car. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate the car, but especially now that I want to do more rock hounding, I gotta upgrade to a four wheel drive truck. So that's something at some point in the future. And then once I do that, then it'll be time to save up. I mean, I'll be doing trips here or there anyways, but a lot of these things are going to take time to save. It's not like, oh, my next paycheck, I'll just buy a new laptop. Like, that's going to take a while to save up for. So a lot of this is, future and then more in the future and then even more in the future and maybe next year kind of stuff. And who knows when the truck's going to happen. A year or two down the line, hopefully, if everything like employment stays steady. Uh, so that would be nice. And then I have certain trips I definitely want to take. This time I want to go down to San Francisco for like maybe a day or two. But that trip is definitely going to be coming because I like San Francisco. I'm definitely going to go back down there. I want to stay at least a couple nights because it's like an 8 hour, 9 hour drive down there. Which I mean, still, you have half the day left, but I'd rather go down there, take my time, stay the night, run around town, do recordings and different videos and stuff. Obviously, also enjoy myself while I'm doing it. And then go back, sleep, get up the next day, and drive home. So that's my preference. So that only takes 3 days, but that's going to be an expensive trip because San Francisco is not cheap. San Diego, I want to go down there. That's like a 14 to 16 hour drive, depending on how your driving traffic is and all that stuff. Um, the gas too. The gas is like we just got gas in it was McKinleyville, I think is where I actually got gas. And the first three gas stations we went to were $5.98. $5.98. Literally 2 pennies away from $6 gas a gallon. I finally found a Chevron that was 5.72 in the same town, which was weird. And then I shop at Safeway, so I got a discount on top of that. So it ended up being not horrible for the fact that I was paying $5 gas, which if I go up to Oregon, I'm paying like three something. It's crazy because Oregon's 20 minutes from me now, but I was down in McKinleyville and almost completely out of gas, so I couldn't wait. I couldn't finish driving up here and then go up to Oregon and get the cheap gas, unfortunately. So I was just down there. I didn't want to make two trips, so I just filled up, and that was the end of that kind of. So gas, yeah, it is a huge thing, but in the budget. But I want to go down to San Diego. That's where I used to live, and just go do some fun stuff down there. Take more videos and whatnot. Obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong. Every trip is not for videos. It's just I want to go take the trip, and while I'm there, I might as well do some videos. I mean, that's really kind of the point. It's not, hey, what are you taking a trip just to do a video? No, no. I'm taking the trip because I want to take the trip. The videos are just something I'm going to do while I'm there because why not? And of course, my phone closed again. Sorry. Probably should take a drink real quick. Uh, I want to do what I call the redemption tour of Glass Butte, which will not happen until I either have the truck or have access to a truck or four wheel drive of some kind. because we went up there. I did the video. We were able to drive around, but most of the good stuff um, was 4-wheel drive. Like we could get within a quarter of a mile of like the rainbow sheen or the silver sheen obsidian, but we wouldn't be able to get up there because that was the 4-wheel drive. We can get to the road that gets to the 4-wheel drive road, but we can't drive up it with my little Dodge Dart. So I want to do the Glass Butte Redemption Tour and get some really awesome pieces from some of the locations that actually have the good stuff, like the mahogany and the rainbow sheen and gold sheen and all that kind of stuff. So I want to do that. Another thing I don't think we need a 4-wheel drive for. I know it would help. 4-wheel drive helps with just about anything, but I want to go up to Oregon and get the Oregon Sunstones. Now I know there's like a festival or something where you can go up, and I know there's a mine where you can pay to get a lot of different colors. And I wouldn't mind doing that. That would be fun. But I definitely want to go up and get the free Sunstones. But the problem is that's a drive too. Like just going up to Glass Butte, I think is like an 8-hour drive. I think going up to Glass Butte. So it's kind of like going all the way to San Francisco. Like it's the kind where you want to stay, have a day to do what you're going to do, stay the night, and then drive home. So another minimum 3-day trip there. And if I have a 4-wheel drive, I could probably do just about everything I want. Get up early while the sun's just rising, which is pretty early even for me, to be honest. I have to get up at 7 for work to get ready. For some people, that's early. For some people, that's not. For me, it's early. But I would get up whenever I had to, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever it would end up being. Just to get up kind of as the light's getting up and get out there as soon as I can to have as long a day as I can of collecting and going to the different spots and getting whatever it is that I'm looking for. As far as the obsidian and stuff. But the sunstones, I don't think you really need to do that. You just have to go to the right spot. These places are going to be well picked over by now. There have been so many videos on doing this that I suspect it's going to be difficult to just pick up a decent piece there. But I still want to go and I still want to try and kind of have the fun of doing it. And of course, herping's always like a fun thing. I got my snake stick in the trunk, but we haven't really done a ton of that. So who knows? But those are all kind of things coming up. Sorry. We're coming up on like 20 minutes for this video, so I think that's going to be a good cutoff. So those kinds of things are kind of in the future, sizzling on the background. Right now, I'm working 5 days a week, 9 hours a day. I'm technically working 8, but I don't exactly get to do whatever I want with the hour for lunch. I'm having lunch for the most part. So I'm 9 hours a day. My commute is 10 minutes at the most, so that's not a big deal. But still, I get up kind of early, go to work. By the time I get back, it's time to have dinner and like evening family kind of time, and then it's bedtime. So my work week doesn't have a lot of extra time to just kind of do stuff, because then it's time to wind down to go to sleep. So just sit there watching videos or something, not really start work. You know what I mean? So the weekends are really when I try to get most things done, and of course, there's a lot of stuff that gets thrown on your plate that aren't necessarily YouTube channel oriented. So getting to things and getting videos made and getting them up on the channel is going to be a bit sparse for a bit at least, until I get a better system down. When I get the laptop, when I take my trips, that's going to be a ton of videos, and those always get broken up because I never put like all the videos out. I'll put one video out. I'll probably upload them all just around the same time, but then I'll release them, you know, slowly. So one trip could be like a dozen videos or something like that. And then, obviously summer's coming, so that's going to be ripe for podcast season for sure. Ew, there's a whistle. So that'll be a lot of content coming for that, and all the other bad stuff coming. like we just had that tornado rip through. Anyways, that was 20 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and close this. So that's what's coming up on the channel and what you can look forward to. So, you know, there you go.